In this video, I'm going to explain to you how to never work again. And before I start, I want to explain what I mean by never work again. What I mean is not sacrificing your dreams for someone else's. What I mean is having the freedom of choice to do whatever you want to do, whenever you want to do it. What I mean is just being able to have complete autonomy on your decisions, on your dreams, on your goals, on everything that it is that you want to do in your life. And that is what I mean when I say work. I work incredibly hard in all of my businesses in order to make investments, close deals, serve clients, take care of my family, so on and so forth. However, it doesn't actually feel like work because it's what I want to be doing. And most people make money doing things that they don't want to be doing. And ask yourself truly, like, if you're watching this video, what is it that you like to do? And are you doing it right now? And are you getting paid to do it? I can honestly answer that question and say, yes, everything that I do, whether it be checking my investment portfolio, growing it, taking care of my family, serving my clients, closing deals, I enjoy all of it. And it doesn't feel like work. And so I feel like I'm going to be able to do it forever. Maybe at different capacities in life, maybe, you grow, but I'll be able to do it forever. And so here's how to never feel like you're working again. Now, the first thing is to master a high income skill. And the highest income skill that you can learn is how to convey your message in the best possible way to other people. Convey a message of value. So how do you speak and how do you convey what it is that you're selling? If you can convey your messagery to other people in a great way, well, then people will you'll always get paid. You'll always be able to create money. And I learned this very young. Being able to just speak to people in a way that understands the problem that they have and crafting my solution in a way that is best and highest priority to that person, and being able to convey that message in a brilliant way. And being able to do that consistently is how you're going to be able to make money. Listen, if you can talk to people, if you can have conversations, if you can figure out people's problems and actually aim to serve those problems and solve those problems and monetize it, then you'll always get paid. Now, this works across literally everything, but I'll give you an example of land investing and land flipping. So it's interchangeable words. Funny how we use both. Land investing, land flipping, whatever, same thing. Now, you need to be able to talk to sellers in a way that you can understand their problem specifically, right? So this is just an example, but okay, maybe Sally Sue just got a divorce and she is out of her house and she's displaced and she's disoriented. She doesn't know what to do, but she has this property that her great-great-grandmother, Jenny Sue, left her and she wants to sell it. Well, then where does she go? She doesn't know how to. Even if she does know how to sell this on Zillow, it's going to take too long. Sally Sue needs the money in 2 weeks. So Sally Sue calls you. If you answer that phone and talk to Sally Sue and say, she's not going to trust you to close. If you answer the phone and talk to Sally Sue and say, hey, Sally Sue, I can absolutely solve this problem for you. Listen, I understand that it might be a really tough situation for you, and I really apologize for that, but I can definitely help you with this, and I've helped other people do it before. I can close in 2 weeks. I can do it for you. No problem. Well, then she's going to trust you to do it. And so conveying your message in a way that is clear and concise and allows people to understand exactly what you're saying in relation to solving their problem is how you always will have high income, because you'll always be able to create value in the marketplace like that. That's just like level one, always being able to create value in the marketplace from the things that you're saying and the things that you're doing and from the value that you're actually providing. Now, if you do this and you do it consistently, what's going to start happening is you will make a lot of money, whether it be land flipping or whatever other niche you choose. I'm choosing land flipping because that's what I do. That's what I talk about. That's what I teach. But anything that you do, you're going to start making money if you're doing that on a consistent basis. Now, where people mess up is when you're in the beginning, you have this like desperation to go and make money. It's like, I have to, I need to, I need it for this, I need it for that, I need it for this. And then you get to the point where you don't need it anymore. And I've gotten to the point where I don't need it anymore. So I've had to figure out, first of all, early on, I was like, you need to invest your money. Like, you need to make really smart investments because you don't want to be chasing the hen all day. You don't want to do that. When you get older, you start to get older and you start to go through certain seasons of your life. You don't want to be in this like endless loop and endless cycle of survival and desperation. Because like, yeah, sure, you can make the money, but can you actually keep it? Can you keep the money? Can you invest it? And can you grow it? This is where a lot of people mess up. You see, this is why I don't do anything that would even lead me to being over leveraged in any sense. I don't do it because I don't want to be in a situation where I end up being in desperation again. I never want to be there again. I never want to go back to like, damn, I got to hustle because if I don't hustle and if I don't do this, then no, I never want to do that. So I make sure I put systems in place very early on to make sure that I never went into the desperation mode again. You want to be inspired and you want to be in inspiration mode. So make smart investments while you start making your money. Okay, listen, you make 25 grand on a deal, put 10 away. Put 10 away and then put more money towards investing back into the business and then put some away for yourself to take care of your expenses. But what you shouldn't do is you make 25 grand on a deal and then you say, oh man, I made 25 grand on a deal. I'm going to go do this. I'm going to go buy that. I'm going to do this because guess what? You'll feel a little bit of a high, but then you'll go right back into desperation and be like, damn, I have to go back and go make this money. I got to go back and go do that. I have to. And you continue to do that. You get older, your life energy it exudes. Like you don't have life energy. Like the older you get, the less life energy you'll have. And you don't want to be spending your life in desperation. And so on the flip side of that, once you start to actually make the money and you hit the goals that you're going to hit, what you need to do is then understand that, okay, I'm now out of desperation mode. I'm now out of survival mode. What is something deep inside of me that pushes me to go? And go and go. For me, it's my family. For me, every time I look at my daughter, I'm like, there's no way I'm not going to hit billions of dollars. There's no way I'm going to let anything stop me from hitting billions of dollars. Every single time I look at her and I remember, and I never forget, but I always remember, and it's a reminder because she can never want for anything. And I want her to be able to do whatever it is she wants to do in her life. And so that for me is like, okay, well, that pushes me to go from, okay, maybe I'm at like a level 3, level 4 opportunity right now. Okay. Well, then I need to go to level 9, level 10, level 11 activities and opportunities. And that's what I've done. And so that's what pushes you forward, because a lot of people get comfortable and get stuck, and they get stuck for years and they really want to grow, but they don't understand why they're not growing. You're not growing beyond where you are currently because you're not pushing yourself to, because you don't have something deep inside of you that's pushing you to that next level. This is a constant game of progression. If you never want to work again, you have to understand that this is a constant game of progression. This is a constant game of repetition. This is a constant game of like, all right, now cool, I did that. Now let me put that aside. Let me do it again. So when you come out of desperation mode, don't be complacent. When you do have money put aside, don't even think about the money that you have put aside. And then the thing is, like, it really does get to the point where it's not even about money anymore. Like, it just becomes about the game. Like, I enjoy the game of business. I enjoy figuring out funnels. I enjoy figuring out sales mechanisms. Those are things that I enjoy. And I could talk about driving traffic to something. I can talk about sales mechanisms. I can talk about sales funnels. I can talk about generating assets and pieces of content that will help people, like that will draw people to whatever it is that you are selling, whatever value it is that you have. I could talk about that all day. And if you look at all businesses, it's all the same thing. It's like, that fascinates me. The fact that every single business has a sales funnel. Every single business has a marketing funnel, a way to attract customers and clients. Every business has a place to manage all of their products or all of their clients or all of their deals. Every business has this. And it's like, it's really fascinating to me. So I look at marketing funnels and sales funnels of everything. Like I just personally enjoy the game of business, right? And so that's my why on top of my family. So those two things are things that I enjoy. So you have to figure out what is it for you? What's going to keep you going? And if you really never want to work again, you have to figure that out, because what can happen too, and I've seen this happen to people, you get to a point where you might be, say you get to 50K a month. Once I got to 50K a month, I did have this feeling of like, man, this was like, I can do a lot now. Like I can do a lot. And then I got to 100K a month. And then I was like, this is cool. Like there's not really anything that like I I want for anymore. I can do whatever it is that I want to do. And now I'm on the journey to getting to millions a month. I'm on the journey to getting to, my goal is to get to $5 to $10 million a month in my 20s. And so it's just a game. Like, it's all a game. And I think that's okay. I think like pushing yourself beyond what it is that you think you can do, and also like being obsessed with that, and like just enjoying the game and like playing. And that's what I mean by not working. Because when I think about like, okay, how do I get to multiple 7 figures profit a month? Well, I'm not there yet. Well, what am I lacking that, like, what's the difference between someone that is doing that right now and me? Okay, well, how do I fill those gaps in? That fascinates me. Like, figuring out how to fill those gaps in and talking to people that are doing multiple millions a month, and people that have done 5 million a month, and people that have done 10 million in a month, and so on and so forth. That really fascinates me. And so it becomes a game, and that to me does not feel like work. It doesn't feel like work. When I have a person that tells me, hey, because I found you, I mean, it completely changed my life, because if I didn't find you and I didn't learn these things to implement into my business, I wouldn't have made this amount of money. That doesn't feel like work to me. That's really fun. And we have someone that says, hey, if I didn't sell this property to you, I would have went completely bankrupt and my life would have been ruined. This has happened multiple times. Our balance sheet would have been completely ruined if we didn't sell this property by the end of the year. So thank you very much. That doesn't feel like work to me. That's fulfilling. And so you find ways to bring value to people in a way that feels fulfilling to you. And it creates this feedback loop of you just being inspired to work and being inspired to do what it is that you want to do. But what I have never found inspiring is going into an office or logging into a computer and then I'm chasing after someone else's dream. I've just never found that to be inspiring. Or if someone tells you this is when you're getting paid, I've never actually been told this is when you're getting paid. That doesn't happen for me. And I think that can be a very, very draining thing the longer and longer and longer you go on. And so if you're anything like me and you are an entrepreneur, you have an entrepreneur spirit, or maybe you are an entrepreneur and you resonate with what I'm saying, and maybe you're not where you want to be and you don't feel inspired by what you're doing, and you feel like you're working, and you have this kind of brain fog and you have this lethargy when it comes to like doing what you do, well then what I would say is figure out a way to get really, really good at talking to people and figuring out and putting that skill into a vehicle like land flipping to drive yourself to where it is that you want to go, to where now you can build up an investment portfolio, you can close deals, you can make the cash and never have to work for anyone again and be in a purgatory and where you don't want to be.